The CCA program for Black music managers is a very important program. There has been a marked lack of infrastructure and pipeline in the Canadian music industry and the Black music industry in Canada, period.
There's very limited outlets for Black music. This program allows us to network and connect with people who can help us take those artists and producers to the next level.
There's a lot of mentorship programs, and they're usually for emerging talent. And then once you kind of get to a certain level, mentorship is harder to find. So for me, I'm looking for a mentor. But always my goal is connection and connecting with others.
We represent some really dope independent artists. So we're looking to get publishing deals. We're looking to get label deals. We're looking to open doors and connect with other managers and business owners.
It is specifically important to do this Canadian Creative Accelerator just to create opportunities, to get them new connections, and 3, to show off their businesses. Hopefully that'll create opportunities not just for them, but for other companies that are Black owned.
You know, there's always room for managers to grow. There's always room for us to learn from other people, and the best way to do that is to interact and meet new people. For me, it's just growth. Everything's about growth right now.
And I think a program like this can really help open more doors and allow us to connect with more people and take those connections into tangible opportunities that help the company and our artists in general.
Programs like CCA are really important because we need to be intentional about inclusivity. My experience working in this program has been, phenomenal. I think Bdrb, to begin, picked a really incredible group of managers. I liked not just the resume, but also like the level of sort of intellect and the way that they're thinking about the business in very new and innovative ways. I think that people in the United States don't always have an understanding that they're not just music managers. They literally are building entire businesses and companies in and around technology, in the gaming space. Like, they're building 360 ecosystems for their clients. And I think that is incredible.
People who really, put their passions in the forefront and cultivate their community and their following around that are always the easier sell.
We all gonna collaborate together, do records together, and help each other with the process of getting bigger. At some point, when you're an independent artist, I just think major labels just have the resources and the connections to really make our artists just a superstar globally. You could go one by one in that room I got over there, and 2 records the most for everybody. They can play a couple records.
In these CCA programs that are led by the Consulate, we're always trying to be intentional and thoughtful about creating programs that are diversity, equity, and inclusion focused. And so with this program, it was important to highlight Black artist managers that all have amazing and diverse rosters, because when you look at the music that is coming out of Canada and what Canada is known to be successful to the world and to the global marketplace, you look at the huge artists that are coming out of Canada, like the Drakes, the Weekends. At the end of the day, they are accelerator programs, so we're looking to accelerate the growth of these Canadian-owned companies.
This studio is called Sound Factory. Marvin Gaye recorded in here, Jackson 5 recorded in here. It's one of those really iconic Hollywood studios.
With the Canadian Consulate and SoCan, what we're really aiming to do with this songwriting camp is just give opportunities to Canadian creatives.
Community is really important to SoCan, and I think that camps like this really build community.
A lot of great managers are going to be birthed out of this situation. A lot of great artists are going to be birthed out of this situation. And a lot of great music in general is going to come out of this because people are getting to connect in a way that historically they haven't.
This is my first time really being in a songwriting camp to this capacity, and having all these opportunities, seeing all these people like being connected in this way has been like severely inspiring for me in a way that I think I genuinely needed, because like you don't see these things happen a lot, especially for Canadian artists. So
I've always wanted to do things like this, expand my knowledge with other artists, expand my creativity, writing, producing, just learning. And this is where I was able to do it. I didn't know where I could, and knowing that there's a place where I can now, it changed the whole game for me.
This program in particular, like from Bdrb finding these sort of managers to Erica, from you guys finding Erica to bring in these execs, like I feel like people really take for granted like how important talent is on the business side, because that also affects the output of these programs.
What's great about this writing camp is that creating new business opportunities for these Canadian companies and be a part of that creative process, we're able to facilitate new business deals that can happen down the road. And having this be an A&R and sync camp allows us to do that, because we're working with music supervisors who are looking for new music for their film TV projects, and pitching these songs to those projects is a business success at the end of the day. So being able to facilitate that process by being curators and facilitators of a writing camp is only a new way for the consulate to be able to support Canadian music industry in the US.
I'd love to see this happen like every quarter in every year, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of obviously talent, but there's a lot of managers out there in Canada, and like some, maybe they're lacking guidance. So a program like this, it really helps with that, and like just the fact that we're able to come out here and not just like blow all of our money, because it is expensive, and we get support from like CIMA and Factor and all that. That's like fantastic.
Another big element of these programs is, as a Canadian consultant, us helping out with their outreach and the program overall and designing it is great, but it really is not successful if you don't have a consultant in the marketplace who's tapped in.
The quality of the speakers. I was not expecting that high of a level in terms of executives,
The more connects, the more people we meet, the bigger we make the infrastructure for Canada as a whole. It's just going to get better for Canada.